So I wouldn't take off my shirt so that I could stream with the shirt on. Let's put ourselves... You know what? I don't think I ever put myself in the tops for fighting games. Let's do that real quick. And then let's make sure that we have everything set up before. We'll be playing Guilty Gear in a bit. I think Chainsaw Man is okay. I've never been fond of these types of stories where it's a literal massacre every other panel and people shrug it off. I used to be a very big fan of that because back in the day, I would say I'm still a fan of it, but I'm not as aggressive about it. I love excessive violence. I love gory scenes. I love seeing people being like massacred and all that stuff. But I think there comes a point, especially like over time, where it's not interesting if it doesn't develop and do anything. And I feel like some series like this, for example, this is why I think like Attack on Titan is a really subpar series, is because a lot of I don't know what the right word would be, but the acts of violence in these series are insignificant to the progression of the story or the development of the characters. You could argue that certain scenes do carry that weight, right? But when I think about it, it's like, what constitute that scene to make that act of violence worth it? Is it just for hype? Is it just for satisfaction for other reasons? There's a lot of factors that come into that, and it's like, if you could tell the story better in a different means, why don't you? You know what I mean? And it depends, because there's a lot of different series that do this in way different ways, right? But like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I'm reading a shonen or a seinen. And it's like, how do they use their acts of violence to sell their scenes? And it's not just plot, right? It's like, because it could be anything. It could be anything. Let's be really blunt about it. I'll fucking say it right fucking now, okay? Does Berserk get better writing because there's extensive rape scenes in it, right? No, absolutely not. But the way how certain characters develop because of their trauma and everything else that goes through, you have this deeper bond to this character, and some people would argue otherwise, right? Like, and this is all personal effect, right? But like, when a personal thing that I think about a lot. Okay, maybe this is weird. Maybe I'm weird. Oh, shout out to Leo. Fuck, I'm the weird one. When I think of, spoiler alerts for Berserk, the sex scene between Guts and Casca, right? And they're having a great time. They're loving each other. There's a lot of build up to this very emotional scene, and then in the middle of all of that, Guts starts, having that like panic attack slash like I don't know, frenzy of thinking about him being raped, right? Him being sold off and raped as a kid, and starts attacking Casca and everything. And then he has that moment. He has that emotional breakdown, right? Of, I didn't mean to kill my fucking dad, right? Like, you see how that connects together, where they use the intensity of that scene in a different moment, right? And then it completely breaks this character into a completely new person, because you know that Guts isn't this careless, mindless killing machine. We've watched this man kill thousands, maybe not thousands, but like hundreds of people. He's literally fighting demons, and he's so vulnerable. That's what I'm talking about. That is how you use that level of intensity and violence to sell and progress your characters in your story. Chainsaw Man is not doing that. Attack on Titan is not doing that. A lot of series that are very graphic do not utilize those moments at all. This is actually just me shilling Berserk. Berserk is one of the best series out there. All right, that's it. I'm gonna stop. Woo! I love Berserk. I love Berserk a lot, actually. Like, I feel like it's weird because like I don't think about it, because it's like one of those series where it's like, yeah, Berserk's alright, and then like you don't think about it. But like, when I compare it to like other series, like, I don't think a lot of series do a lot of anything on the level of Berserk, right? That's the intense part. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're great. The insignificance is what bothers me really in the end. Especially since after a certain point, I'm like, how are there still people populating these cities? Yeah. And you know what? To be fair, in some series, right? They do a really good job of playing it off, right? But there's a good amount of series like I'm trying to think of a good series that does that. Top of my mind. One Punch Man. Okay, like, even though One Punch Man is really not the same, like, in One Punch Man, you have a wackiness to it, but it has very serious moments. It is, like, more of a comedy, kind of like a, not mock, what's the right word? Like, parody, right? It's like a parody, right? But the scenes are very serious. A lot of the violence is really, like, intense, right? And people you get fucked up and they die, right? You literally have entire parts of the cities absolutely demolished and destroyed, but they fixed that by having the intensity of the battles with, like, the types of heroes and stuff like that make sense. It makes sense in the world, and it's not something that you would second guess and question within its realm, right? Unlike other super popular series, maybe like Dragon Ball or something, right? Where people just be blowing up entire stuffs. That planet's dead. Oh no. Is that Wooty Wheel? Yo, what's up, XYZ? How you doing, man? Yo, I cannot hear the Guilty Gear music.